Daily TV, the voice of the stone, the wind is sea. Dr. Susan Tatah, hold the line. Truth don't whisper, truth define. Live, live, live. Pan-African Daily, we are live. The wisdom, the voice, the fire we bring. Building the Africa, that's the thing. Who walks in front? We do. Whose story is this? It's true. From the cave to the cloud, from the soul to the star. Pan-African Daily, here we are. They sold the narrative, we bought it back. Changambaya on the counter attack. No filter, no fear, no foreign frame. Africa speaking our own name. Susan Tatah, hold the mic. The past is present, the future's like this. Pan-African Daily TV. The truth, the voice, the way. Join us live.
All right, greetings everyone. I hope you can see me, you can hear me. We are live on Pan-African Daily TV this afternoon, where you are, this evening, where I am. It's a pleasure to have you here today. We have a very smart show, and the topic for today, you already saw the flyers. It's a flying. Look at who the youth want to be role modeling on the continent of Africa. And so these three cute gentlemen, Dako Zalang from the Central African Republic, Emmanuel Paul connecting from Ghana, Accra, and of course, Tulane Nkoto joining us from South Africa, the place to be right now. Yes. So I would like to thank all of you that are joining the show. I see a lot of you have been connecting, and your connections are tripping as your numbers are dropping. I cannot explain why, but we're just going to be monitoring the show. If you're connecting this afternoon, please make sure you share the live, connect, and call one another to be present at the Pan-African Daily, because today we're going to have a beautiful show. We're going to talk about who are Africa's youth, not just only youth, who are Africans role modeling. Who do they copy? Who do they see as a leader? Who are they following? Whose steps are they copying? Who are they listening to? Who are the leaders that are appealing to them? And who are the ones that they are chasing out? So we know about, of course, the one Africa president, Ibrahim Traore. Yeah, that can be said without no doubt of fear ever. Because if we're going to put a petition here, we all know that Africa's children are going to vote him to be the president of the one Africa, the Africa we want, the Africa, the youth of Africa want, the Africa the world is looking at right now. But of course, if we cast our pearls or our dials again, we're going to see that there's also one person, a leader, and he calls all his youth, his brothers, that is in the person of Professor PLO Lumumba, the great one, who takes after the name of the warrior Patrice Lumumba, the one and only of DRC. We have seen Professor PLO Lumumba share podiums with the EFF number one. The EFF number one. I mean, Nkoto is here, Tulane is here. When Tulane is here, it means, you know, we the red flags bearer, of course, of Honorable, the one and only Julius Malema. Yes. So we all know that the youth are anticipating, they are listening, they are following. They have three choices on the continent of Africa. But of course, they have so many choices worldwide. Teachers that have been lecturing to them, like Professor Baina Bello, who was here recently, the Queen of Haiti, the one and indefeatable, battable, fatigable, powerful woman in the world as of present. Professor Baina has been talking directly to youth on the street in Burkina Faso, to youth on the street in Haiti, to youth on the street in America, to youth on the street worldwide, and telling them to stand up and wake up and reclaim your continent, because it all belongs to you. Of course, we do know they're listening to Elder Professor James Small, the one and the only, you know, I mean, he's like, but if you ask my favorable choice, who the Africa's youth, Pan-African youth, which major media, TV, these youths are following? Hey, I mean, I'll just tell you, they are following the Queen Mother, Dr. Susan Tatah, and Pan-African Daily TV, and that's why they are here. But of course, there's also one professional warrior that we have at the Pan African Daily and the Youth have been, and we just know him. His name is not always called, and he's no other person than King Maponga Joshua the Great of the Monatapa Kingdoms. So, yes, all of us are gathering today. Yeah. And I can see people watching already from Burundi. The youths are saying, "Ooh, hello, we are here." And Batman the Great is watching from, he said, "Greeting, Dr. Tata. Greeting to you, my junior one, my champion. You're watching us from St. Petersburg in Russia." And of course, we also have Abulezi Ebenezer 77. He said, I'm just enjoying the show, and I'm watching from the Ghana, Accra, Ghana. I'm sure you're right where, our elder is connecting. And of course, we also have, the moderator, the number one, Simon Peter, connected from Uganda. And guess what? Today, he is one and only our birthday child, our birthday champion. We're going to sing and dance. King. Yeah. Ooh. Happy birthday to you, Omar.
The voice of the stone, the wind is sea, Dr. Susan.
Oh, yes.
Hold the line, truth don't whisper, truth define. Live, 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 Pan-African Daily, we are live, the wisdom, the voice, the fight.
So, yeah, so today we're going to be celebrating, and we're coming back live to our celebrants on Pan-African Daily TV. So when it's going to be time to celebrate, we're going to ask you to call in and wish this young guy, this young leader. They're all leaders, all of them in my studio here. These are the leaders. I already see someone like Mkote Tulane, who is going to be after, the bodyguard and the Secretary of State in EFF. And I already see Zako, who is Zalang, who is going to be, because we don't have a leader yet in the Central African Republic, but I see you coming up. The next president is going to be Dako. And I also see Emmanuel Paul. Emmanuel, you're looking so cool. Like, I just don't feel you, but I'm going to see who you are. I'll check you out. Don't worry. We'll be seeing if you're under the role and leadership of the almighty Dr. Nkwame Ofasaji. Yeah. Nkrumah. Okay? So if we don't know your names, we don't see you, we don't see where you're connecting from, please make sure you type in the chat and I'll be able to send your greetings. You see, Princess Joy Silaji, all the way from South Sudan, is connecting, and say, "Hi, everyone. I'm connecting from the South Sudan. The origin of Africa, Kemet. Joy, such your history. You are the queen mother of that place, of the whole of us, as I can say." See who is here again. Oh my God. This is Agweyi Karate. Now she's claiming, "That's my mother." So you guys sitting there in the studio thinking that something is going to change, Tulane, watch out. That's my mother right there. Okay. So everybody is on the line and watching. And so he is watching us from Cameroon, the great land, the small Africa. They call it the continent of Africa. Yes. And so we also have Harriet watching us from the Rwanda. Thank you all for joining. Okay, before I'll bring my champions to the stage for us to continue, thank you very much. And yes, when it will be time to salute Omara, you guys are going to call in in the studio. You can already see the studio lines are open. Not now, live chat at +1 502 277 2094. When the lines are open, you can call in live in the studio and wish your comrade a happy Earth Day. Wonderful. Beautiful. So we are going to jump into our topic. But I have one big news to tell you. I mean, we are looking forward to graduate our 20 prominent members that have been on the mentorship program of Pan-African Daily TV. So we have the first batch that is graduating. I mean, they are right here in the studio, and all of them that have been watching us and been coming live, there are 20 of them, and they're going to be receiving their honorary badges from Pan-African Daily TV. That's just the first batch. We still have all the rest of the badges that are coming up. This is just a certificate that they were here, they learned, they could put their voices, they could put their faces on the camera, they could speak truth to power. But then we are still going to continue. The first batch would continue into the second stage, and we'll be doing a lot of things. And why not? And guess what we're going to be doing soon on the continent of Africa? We're going to meet and we honor them and veil them face to face, not behind the cameras. Okay. So guys, watch out. You should already start booking your ticket. We still don't know, but everybody's choice is saying we're going to meet in Burkina Faso. In Ouagadougou, the place to be. Yeah. Yep. All right. Thank you guys. Let us get into the show for tonight, and let's find out why these young people are saying we are crying and looking for role models. But of course, we have seen one, and Tulane is here. The role model is not just Professor PLO Lumumba, but a lot of them. So they're going to tell us who their role models and why they're role modeling them, what is so special, what is the Africa that they want, and who they want to actually role model. So I'm going to welcome you, Tulane, into the studio. How are you doing?
I'm doing so quite well, Mama. Thank you so much for welcoming me and for having me here.
Tulane, what is going on in your country? That's why I brought you first. What is going on? You people, I mean, you are letting down the most important leader on the planet, Honorable Julius Malema. You people, I'm not saying you are stepping down on his trophies, and you want to spoil the good work that he is doing there in Azania. But anyway, we're going to come to that shortly and very soon. Dako, I want to greet you from the Central African Republic. Dako, I mean, you say you are a climate advocate. Of course, it's just crazy. My mom calls me every night and cries. The heat that is in Bamenda, Cameroon, which is a hilly place, it's unbearable. So what's going on with the climate? Dako, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
So I'm doing well, and I'm very happy being here, exchanging ideas and about African values and how we are raising, and as a Pan-African, I'm very happy to be here. And about climate change is our main worldwide issues. Everyone must be interested in the climate change. Even African, we are defending our culture and we defend also climate change as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to start because Emmanuel Paul his camera is not actually, it's kind of like kicking him out. So Zalang, I'm sorry, I'll bring you back out of the studio into the waiting room while I ask Tulane what the problem is. Tulane, I know you are a champion of EFF, and the EFF has its policies very clean and clear. I mean, you have seen Professor PLO Lumumba visit Honorable Julius Malema, and the topic was the owning the land. The ancestral land of the people of South Africa must be given back to them. And this land is not other African countries that took the land away. It's not your brothers from the south, from the east, from the west, or from Uganda, or from Cameroon, or any place, or Nigeria and Ghana that took that land. You know exactly the stealers, the thieves in the country who stole the land, and that's what Honorable has been fighting for. Tulane, what just went wrong? What is the agenda? Oh my God, it's like you're losing power.
Hey, Mama, this is a very crucial issue, a burning issue here in South Africa, the one you are asking. I was really hoping that you will end with that question. Unfortunately, you choose to start with it. For I understand why you choose to start with it, because it is a burning issue which is happening here in South Africa. A lot is happening here in South Africa, and the truth is that when people are in distress, when people feel like they are not safe, they are under attack, the truth is that when they look around, and then they will want to see where they can easily access, or the easily accessible point, and they will try to attack that point. Not to mean that point which they are attacking is because it is the exact root of the problem, but because it can easily being attacked. So what is happening in my country, I can easily define it like that we have this problem which we know, which is being defined as xenophobic attack, not necessarily because this country is being xenophobic. We have some problems. I think Prof Lumumba, as today we are gathering here, once said it, that we are here busy fighting over crimes. So meanwhile, the real meat is there in the table, but no one is so bold enough to ask the real question, to question the exact people, to say that we see that we were robbed our land, we were robbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those things were robbed by the. Definitely, we all know and acknowledge that it was the whites who came here during the apartheid time, and they stole all those things. The truth is that we are suffering from that. So now, because we can't access those people, they are not easily accessible, then we think that those one who are close to us, they are one who are attacking us, which is exactly dangerous, and it is not safe. But however, majority seems like they are following that route, which is not good at all.
I like the way you put it. Like, the easy person without a weapon, the easy person that is easily attacked is your neighbor, instead of, the leader or the president of a country. No, it's easy for us neighbors to fight over crumbs. And our main problem, we understand, is the leadership of the continent. So anyway, that was just like you said, it was just a side comment, because if you, the leader of South Africa, is sitting here, it would be unfair for us to just go and be talking about, another leadership when your house is on fire, when our continent is on fire. So you have to be able to make a statement on this before actually we get into the topic of today. Okay, so back to topic. The topic is why, or who are the kind of leaders that the African youth are modeling. Modeling means they follow, they listen, they understand. And what has this leader done? We're taking the example of Professor PLO Lumumba. Of course, we know about the PLO Foundation mentoring young people, and I'm so proud to have been a mentee. And of course, the other aspects. What is it that you see that Africa's youth is rallying behind? Like if Africa would have to have a one president for one Africa, who is that choice definitely going to be? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mama. The truth is that Africa has never run out of leaders. We have always have great leaders, even from the past. There are people that you can visit and you can see that those people we can draw inspiration from. There are people like, even from the diaspora, we always have people like Malcolm X, we always have people like Gavi, we always have people who can draw inspiration. Even here in Africa, we have always have people like Thomas Sankara, we always have people like, even here in Zimbabwe, we have Robert Mugabe, we have Samora Machel. So they've always leaders in Africa that we can look after, that we can draw inspiration. So if maybe we inspire to learn from those who have lived before us, we can consider such. However, even in our generation now, we have people who are not silent, people who, when you look at them, the way they are modeling their lives, the way they are conducting their day-to-day activities, are people that you can draw inspiration from. People like, as you have already said, that when you look at people like Julius Malema, when you look at people like our very leader there in Burkina Faso. We have great people there, Captain Ibrahim. Those people are showing us that it is capable, it is doable, it is achievable. So we as the young people of Africa, when we look such people, we draw inspiration, we draw great inspiration. However, today I want to stick so much on Professor PLO Lumumba, a man whom I think I've attended some session with, some I think 3 times here in South Africa. There was a time that when he came to University of Limpopo on Tiro's memorial lecture, I was there myself, and he was the one delivering a memorial lecture of Onkoputse Tiro. And there was a time that he was delivering a memorial lecture of Nelson Mandela at Kwakwa in Eastern Cape. There was a time that he was even here in Mpumalanga, my province, at University of Mpumalanga, when he was delivering a memorial lecture of Ray Phiri. So such a man, when you are sitting down and listening to him, you are, even if you say you don't want to be motivated, you are motivated to wake up and stand and start to do something. You are motivated to start to say something. You understand that when you are quiet, you're actually a suspect, because he makes you to not be comfortable of your current situation. So people like Professor is a great inspiration for young people in South Africa. Let me tell you something, Doctor. A day does not go without me listening to Prof. A day does not go. I always listen to him because the weight and gravity of wisdom which you are drawing from this man is great. The way that this man continues to impact wisdom in us young people is so massive. So what we can encourage to our people or to our fellows, our African brothers, is that if you are running out of role models, if you are looking someone to learn from, this man is worthy to be trusted, because this is a man that always confronted difficult questions in Africa. This is a man who confronted the question of corruption in Africa. This is a man who confronted the question of poor leadership, of which many people are scared to confront this question. But Prof will make a comment and will be like, wow, Prof have said something about this. I thought no one would speak on relation to this one, but Prof will always stand up. So I comfortably say this, that Professor Lumumba is a man that we are learning from. We should learn from him, because he does not disappoint.
He does not disappoint. Professor PLO Lumumba, the father of the nation. Yes. Of course, you said it, and that's the point. He doesn't disappoint. And the one thing that you said that I like is, it's not about the need for good governance. It's also not about, fighting just randomly or just attacking. He is strategic. You said he cannot miss a point. All these memorial lectures, Professor PLO has been the one of the very rare African leaders that went to the memorial of our son that was murdered in America, in 2020. I have all the images. Yes, because we were there, right? And so it's not just any kind of a person. It's somebody, like you said, we must listen. So what are some things that you picked during the lectures in Mpumalanga, in Eastern Cape? I mean, I know that's his home. He also was, during Imboni, during the memorial of the lectures of Dr. Imboni. I mean, Uzwele, who doesn't know Imboni? And all this time, like even just being that voice of the ancestors, reminding us about these personalities that have gone, it triggers something in you, isn't it?
It did. It definitely did. It definitely did, Doctor. What I caught on those memorial lectures which I've attended is that Prof will make sure that after he have taught you about or reminded you about the person that he's sharing the lecture about, he will confront matters like, what would that person said of the current situation? For example, Prof will conclude his lecture by saying that let us make example maybe about Tiro of Teflop in Limpopo, who will say what you would have said about the current situation in Africa, and you'll be like, is Prof saying this actually? The things which are happening, and you'll be like, hey, where are we here? Is this man not scared? So the courage which I got there is that you don't need to be scared. The truth is that whether you say the truth, you will die. Whether you don't say the truth, you will die. It seems like Prof know that very well. That is why I say it's better to say the truth and die. At least you'll be dying for something so tangible. So what I caught is that there's always something to learn from our leaders, more especially the leaders that have passed. And as we are learning from them, we don't have to just to be encouraged. We don't only want to know about what they did. However, we need to be encouraged to confront the status quo at this moment. We need to be encouraged to have the courageous spirit which they were carrying. Today here in South Africa, we are celebrating a youth day where the youth of 1976, they stood up and they were so courageous, led by T.H. Mashinin. They were able to fight against the system of apartheid at that moment, and they questioned that issue so carefully, and they succeeded. And Prof will always remind us that it's the duty of the young people to stand up and fight for their rights. No one is coming to rescue us. No one is being there like a messiah being fixed for us. No, we've got to wake up. We've got to take our charge. We've got to understand that we are able, we are capable, and the strength is with us, more especially because we are young. In the Bible, we who always believe in the Bible, it says that because you are young, don't look down at yourself because you are young. So we young people, we need to understand that as we are young and energetic, we got to understand that we channel our energy so well to fight the current happenings in Africa. That is where we'll be able to be successful on those matters.
Thank you so very much. I mean, it could not be articulated. And I want to congratulate Dako Zalang, your colleague, who is really saying great impressions about, because Dako is also the country representative for the PLO Lumumba Foundation in Central African Republic. And he's also currently going to be sharing these impressions with us. But what we are learning here, what we're learning is that courage, as you said. You really cannot just, I mean, the way you put it is exactly this personality, not just what they did, but exactly that key word. What would Patrice Lumumba said if he was alive today? What would Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said if he was alive today, and see what is happening? Because these ones felt and they left their lives, Thomas Sankara and all them, for our people. And look at what is happening today. But of course, Prof always do not despair. He brings the past into the present and pave the way for the future. So one of the mentorship programs that he's been putting on the table for you guys is to understand the values of being a leadership. I mean, I think you attended the 7th leadership mentorship programs under the PLO Lumumba Foundation. So yes, if there is something you want to do today for your continent, for your people, what is it that you say, oh, Alan, do you want to say, I want to speak bold and confident like him? What is it that his leadership model has taught you, and from now onward, it's your daily bread?
Thank you so much, Doctor. What I've learned and what Prof have always pursued, as you will also say that I want to be persuaded. What you have persuaded me to do is that I don't need to be quiet. I need to ensure there's always a role, or there's always a contribution that I will do, that I must do. So what I've learned from the good Prof is that on whatever field that I am, it does not need you to be in politics to be influential. It does not need you to be in politics to be impactful. You can still be in agriculture and be so impactful. I did agriculture myself at school. I've seen Prof going to speak on gathering of agriculture, and he will share some ways on how to elevate Africa and fight poverty, even here in Africa, because some of the problems that we are having here in South Africa, the one that we have already made comment about, the issue of xenophobic attack, it's because of poverty. We have three big problems here in South Africa. It's poverty, it's unemployment, and inequality. So the question of poverty can be fixed on agriculture. I did agriculture at school because I understand that there is something that I can contribute even in my motherland. I can work on farms and show that people of Africa or people of South Africa have food security, and they don't run out of food, because immediately someone is hungry, he cannot think anymore, because he only think with his stomach. And when someone think with his stomach, he can do anything. Don't trust someone who think with his stomach. He's ready to kill. He's ready to destroy. So my duty is to ensure that people eat.
I'm just so proud. A hungry man is an angry man. It's an angry man. It doesn't matter. And everybody, he can pick and he can choose them. And I want you to have a rest, get some water, drink, because you've been speaking out. And exactly, I love that modeling system that you said. Like I said, what is the one thing that you want to go now and do? And you touch exactly the breadth of the world. Agriculture, like Dr. Tatah said one time here, Emmanuel Tatah, who was our guest, said, you know, this is the future currency of the world. And that he said it in 2021. Agriculture is the future currency of the world. And who owns the land on the continent? 60% arable land in the world is Africa. Who is going to feed the next generation? Where is our food going to come from? Africa. Only on one condition: when we all go back to produce to eat what we produce. So thank you so very much. And yes, this is Africa. Africa is our business, as Zalang just posted right now. Oh, I want to welcome one very beautiful leader in the diaspora, and he's no other than Julius Tanto, a very credible personality. I love you here, brother, for connecting. Thank you for joining us today on this show, where our young people are actually telling us what they're learning, what they know, their mindset, what they have learned so far from role models that are giving them the platform. As you know, Pan-African Daily TV is no longer what we used to. Now is the voices of young Africans everywhere in the world. You can see them now. They're taking over. They already took over. I don't even have a place again. Look at my small studio. Look at where Tulane is, just taking all the space here. Thank you so much, Brother Tanto, for connecting. Oh, and I have a beautiful sister, a queen here, actually in the diaspora in Germany. I mean, this is a sister from the heart. When I say from the heart, these are Pan-African women that are shakers in the diaspora. Mama Irene Ewane, she's a sister from mine from Cameroon. Not just a sister, she's a daughter, right? You see, she called me Mama Africa. Good day to you, my lovely, beloved, beautiful sister. And thank you for joining us live on this show. Not just joining, but for commenting, for putting out your voice. I know thousands are watching us, but people are just not sure. Should I type a comment? Yes, go ahead and greet us and congratulate our young people, because they are learning a lot. This is the impact and the empowerment that our work in the background is doing. Today we're seeing it on the channel here. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so very much. Now you see, we also, Tulane, you've been speaking power. Now you see everybody is coming out, and we just have greetings from Antigua. Antigua is in our people in the Caribbean, and this one is a buffalo soldier. That's his title, and he's our ambassador for culture and tourism. We cannot wait to have him in August this year in Germany for the annual gathering. So thank you, King Ian. Thank you. Say greetings to our people out there in the Caribbean and in the Americas, wherever you are. We see you, King. Salute. Aluta. Aluta. Joy says, hey, brother Tulane. Tulane. How can you get this kind of energy? But you see, this is the true picture of South Africa, our brothers and sisters. This is the true spirit of South Africa. Let us not be distracted by those that, for whatever reason, have been corrupted in a mindset of lack. This is the true spirit of motherland. If Mama Winnie Mandela will wake up today, this is the great grandsons of Mama Winnie Mandela. Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, those are the grandsons of Dr. Nkosazana. Dr. Nkosazana said, called me on the night and said, Susan, you know what? This, what the world is seeing, is not representing South Africa, and you know it. And I said, yes, Mama, I know. That's why I don't fund all those things. You don't see me coming to show all those crazy stuff, because that's not Africa. This is the Africa we want. This is the soul of South Africa. Okay. So please show a lot of love for our people in South Africa. Have mercy upon them. Pray for them. What they are going through is a corrupt mindset of evil that is taking away our people. And we cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow that character to define Azania. We cannot allow that, because Dr. Nkosazana said, and he has the video circulating, when we could not even move during the apartheid times, we could not even run, we could not even hide anywhere. It was the people of Nigeria that gave us papers to be able to run. It was the people of Ghana. It was the people of other African countries, of Zimbabwe, that were there to rescue us, to bring us food. If you don't know your history, you're always going to fall into the traps of the enemy. And so know your history. Your history would erase the mystery. This is not South Africa. What we are seeing is plastic. It's not origin. It's not Ubuntu. So please pray for South Africa. Pray for Ghana. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for Cameroon. Pray for all African countries, because we are turning into the giants of the world. And you think anybody just wants to see you evolve? No. So please, we need to pray and understand who we are. You have to be able to determine the truth from the lies. You have to be able to know each other. When you see something happen, you say, no, this is not Mama Tatah. This is something else, right? So that's how we know who we are. So I want to thank you, Tulane. I will just give a short moment, take you down the studio, and I'm going to bring Zako. Dako has been boring here. But while I bring Dako, I want to greet. This is my father. This is my father watching from Linz in the Austria. It's my father. When I say my father, just look at my young, handsome father. Some of us, our fathers are not really like sexy. This is my father. Pa, I salute you from the continent of Austria and for connecting with us today. Thank you very much, Pa. Irene, our Queen Irene said, that is why you're a role model, because you know the history of Africa. Thank you, Mama. All of us, we have to know our history. So we have Lazarus saying, yes, there are people who don't know their biological mom. Yes, we don't know our history. Sure, that's the problem. That's the trap we are falling in, Lazarus. That's the trap. The trap of, going against each other is just simply because we don't know our history. When we know our history, there's just no way we can begin to believe what the media wants us to see. All right. That's the spirit of true South Africa. Yes. So, Dako, comment ça va?
Je vais bien, je vais bien. Vous parlez français? Je vais bien.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe à Centrafrique? Dis-moi juste un peu dans la langue française, parce que je vois vous vous exprimez très bien en français, n'est-ce pas? Parce que ça, c'est les langues colonialistes. Mais aussi, même l'anglais, c'est toujours ça. Qu'est-ce que vous parlez à Centrafrique comme une langue maternelle?
Nous parlons Sango et français, qui sont les langues officielles reconnues par notre État. Et l'anglais, pour l'anglais, on se débrouille pour apprendre.
Vous vous débrouillez. Okay, merci beaucoup. All right. I mean, I was just asking Dako, what is the language, language that they speak before the colonial language, whether it's English or French? And he said what they speak there. And that French, you know, because of the colonialists, they still keep in French for now. But now the government is actually kind of like, you know, introduce the official language again, just like Ibrahim Traore, the captain, is doing in Burkina Faso, starting from the nursery schools. All the children that are born, that are going into the primary, are starting to learn in the 3 years of nursery their mother tongue first. And now when they go to other schools, now to primary, they can then learn foreign languages, you know, for interaction. And that's what the template of Africa is looking at today. We're going to see all the nurseries going to transform to learn the original Swahili or your mother tongue language before you can learn a second language. So I'm so sorry for taking your time, Dako. You are the representative of the PLO Lumumba Foundation in Central African Republic. What is the spirit out there when you are following leaders like this? Because I know Central African is still entangled into the French political system. So when you represent an advocate of Pan-Africanism and one Africa by Africans for African, what is the spirit out there? What's the climate?
So Central African Republic is a diverse environment where young people are very active and they are bring changes. Even I represent PLO Lumumba Foundation chapter. We are active in English clubs, other English clubs, and when we participate, young people are aware about the cultural diversity in Africa, and they know about the history of Africa, and they are doing good things in Africa, in Central African Republic, and we assist. Recently, we assist to a boost of mindset of young people in our country, where we are not expect our government to do everything. We are not we do not expect the government to help us, but we are bringing change because this is spirit of Pan-African mindset. We are bringing change in different areas of our society. Even we are still facing difficulties, but it's not the end. This is not the end, but the youth are very aware about African rising and African struggle for our cultural identity. We are struggling for. So many young people are doing best thing in our Central Republic.
Mm-hmm. So your role as a representative of the PLO Foundation, how does your activities look like? What do you do?
Yes, what we are doing is most of the time is awareness about Pan-African values, and we encourage young people to understand how to be a good citizens. So they being a good citizens, and from there they know what the duties as citizens in their country, and also we bring also community activities whereby I command with an association of youth that I'm leading also. I command with this activity, so we empower young girls also to understand about gender-based violence, that they can be aware about the rights as the girls, and they cannot be behind, and we join end to end with them so that they can also participate in this awareness we are doing as a representatives. Most of times, I went in many areas. I brought this mindset of Pan-Africanist to shape these people that we love Africa, and many young people may know about the African values whereby we are doing here in our country.
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, when you go out on those mentorship seminars or the gatherings, and you're talking to young people about their values, on how to, be a part, to engage in the leadership, to contribute to build the continent, not work against each other or whatever the leadership is doing, but to engage. And that's one very beautiful thing that you said, and that's exactly the spirit of PLO Lumumba Foundation. That's the spirit of Professor PLO Lumumba himself. Professor PLO Lumumba, apart from the other leadership, is very, very concerned about the engagement and the commitment of young people to the development of their country, isn't it?
So, so about this is a model that I followed so much. When I listen to someone who use the verb remember, if you listen to the word remember, I automatically think about PLO Lumumba. So once upon a time I follow his video, he say, if you remember your values, you cannot forget your commitment. And from this spirit, I always bring to the table African values. I always bring to the table about youth engagement. Most of the time, we empower young people to understand that you must engage to the community activities to bring change. What is not going on, what is going wrong in our community, we must stand for. Even if for example, about education, about youth unemployment, we encourage young people to understand that they cannot handle small businesses to survive. And from there, they can be self-reliance, and they can also be a good citizen who can contribute economically. And also, one of the things we're doing as here as a leader is to encourage young people by sensitize them to understand how it is important we engage in the community engagement, and how important it is to bring change. Even it is small, it's small, because the change is like a seed. A change is like a seed. When we plant them, they grow step, even like a bamboo tree. Like a bamboo tree, we grow small. That's what a great job that we keep on doing as myself, youth leader in the Central African Republic, as also a chapter representative in the Central Republic. This is what I'm doing personally.
I mean, that's the reason why you're getting our honoraries. That's the reason why Pan-African Daily TV is going to honor 20 of you in the first batch of the mentorship program on Pan-African Daily TV to speak out for your communities. And of course, for all of you that are watching us, Pan-African Daily TV is the media of the PLO Lumumba Foundation. We collaborate in that. We tell the stories, the good works of the foundation, what they are doing. And just as other leaders, Pan-African leaders, Professor James, Professor Baina, and all those who are standing up, to teach the past and the present and to encourage our young people. That is why our mentorship program to build up young people all over the continent and in the diaspora to be able to own up this commitment to engage in their communities where they are. It's very important. But the one big thing, and I want to applaud you on that you said is very good, that entrepreneurship, the mindset of entrepreneurship. I mean, even before Professor PLO said it, that's the way the continent operates. If you look at your mother and your father and the way they build the community through small businesses, isn't it? Tell me more.
So in our communities, when we grow, we know that we has been touched that we cannot always at certain of age cannot expect everything coming from our mother or our father, and from this spirit we got, and we are so transform the community through this what the mindset we got. Even I'm also someone who do entrepreneurship, even most often engage in agriculture. We are farming maize in our community, and we recently we are planning to launch agribusiness agribusiness activity in our association, whereby we can plant tomatoes and we can plant some products can so be we can help us to stand against poverty and anger also. This is the mindset we got, and from there we transmit this mindset to these young people who are growing in our community, and we involve everyone in these activities. That's why I'm confident that with these young people of this generation, we are most engaged to bring change. As you are, I hope you are answering your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry. I don't even know why the internet keeps chopping your very important keywords that you are patching up together. Like you said, entrepreneurship has taught you to understand that you cannot rely only on jobs. You study, you invest, you go to universities, you get certificates, you come back, and you go back to the same thing that you didn't even need to go to the university to do. Or, of course, the knowledge that you gain from the university impacts your ability now to be a professional farmer, isn't it?
Doctor, if you can allow me, there is a point you point out here that is important, because today I understand that through the education system, there is a key point in your education system. We young people, we must be able to transform what we learn from the university to become a product that we can sell this product the community and make money, and we can be also self-reliance. This is a key point, because I sometimes share views with my brothers in the community. Said, you study economics, and we've studied economics. Are you sure that you refer the economics that you analysis and so on you have done? This is a question. It can be a philosophical question to my surroundings. I always question them. If you study something like this, make sure you transform this to the value. And my background, I have a background in the language. I study English at university, and today I'm a freelancer. I work at home. That is to be independent financially, because when you are not independent financially, you are requesting money from people. You are demanding money, and you will be controlled. If you ask too much, you'll be controlled. And this is which goes beyond even our self development, but beyond the continent. We must have this spirit in our policies to not demand too much, but to must bring to the table the internal policies that we can produce things in our continent, and which can be a good things.
Wonderful, wonderful. We cannot emphasize too much on the need for entrepreneurship. And of course, I'm so happy because this year at the Africa Festival in Tübingen, we are launching Youth, Women and Entrepreneurship. Of course, everybody is a part. Not just women because it's gender-based, but because the hustling spirit. It has showed us that no matter what we do, jobs are not going to sustain you in the future. And of course, it is businesses that influence politics. Entrepreneurship and businesses. Without businesses, there's no government. Without entrepreneurship. And sometimes people think leaders just sit in the office and lead. No, the real power machine behind the economics is entrepreneurs. As we can know, it is the business people that transact every other thing, add value to systems, and that produce the economy. Like we know, Africa is the fastest growing economy in the world. 10 economies or countries in the world today that are skyrocketing in terms of economics and empowerment and pushing up, even with the figures rising, is Africa. And because of what? If you look at our market space, if you just look at our marketplace, and that's the mindset that we want you people to understand as soon as possible. You don't need to go to university. Just go to the marketplace. And you look at the business, the dollars that is changing hand from one sector to the other every day. Just sit in a market space and you look at the transactions, the business, money leaving this to this, leaving this to this, and how much people bring, how much people take home. There is no bank
Yes.
that can accommodate them. No bank.
Yes. As yes, because what the point you I've said that in my, if I have I will have an opportunity to handle political responsibilities, I will enhance, I will enhance efforts of policies in a entrepreneurship, because we don't, our most of time our government don't invest in business entrepreneurship, because they this is the, it's weakened, it's weakened, it's weakened, the status of the country. And when we want to stand against poverty, well, I always talk to my brothers. They say this is country is not poor, and this continent is not poor, because when we see when we see statistic about investment, most of the foreigners leave their countries and come invest in our country and have, enough part of the market that entitled to belong to us, the native. You see, and when someone leaves his country, come invest in your country, it sounds that this country has potentials, and it requests us to check from where to start. And with what we Africans, we know we must be in collaborative mindset. When we gather, even in business, when we want to handle the business, we can gather, but we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other some at certain level. When we come together, and we are weak, and we are self-interested. But this African continent, I always said, we are not poor, but we are very poorly managed with some selfish leaders, with some non-patriotic leaders and non-Pan-African leaders. But there are some models that we can follow up. I follow up many models in this area. Even in a business, recently, Mr. Tony Elomelu, Mr. Tony Elomelu, if you know him, is a great guy who inspired me so much in the business entrepreneurship and shaped my views about everything is possible in Africa. And this, I respect this person, this model. But me, I'm both social and political leaders in my mindset. I enjoy too much politics. And social activities.
You're doing well. You're doing so perfect. Don't correct yourself if you say politics or that. That's the English is not your language, okay? So don't be apologetic for anything. Just say what you want to say. We understand. No, I'm like, even if you make a mistake, don't correct it. We just get it. We understand. Until the day you come and teach us your language, everything is good. Zalan. Yes. So you are watching Pan-African Daily TV on the youth series, and our topic today is no other than the role modeling of leadership on the continent of Africa, and what the young people are talking about, the inspiration that they get from the leadership models and what they've been learning. Now, you see, I told you some shows ago that Africa's youth is the most challenging youth in the world today. Number one, if you talk about Chinese youth, everybody already know they are tech savvy, they produce, they are industrialized, they are into digital spaces. Everybody knows that. That's the world of Chinese young people in the future. Whether they're going to then become robots and fly, I don't know what's going to happen. If you talked about the youth in the West, of course, they are educated youths that do a dual studies on theory and practical mix all together. So they are, learned, and it's not just learning, but putting the system create the platform for them to exhibit their knowledge. That's the West. If you talk about the youths in Africa, that is that's the most what do I want to say? That's the most potential fear of the world today. And that's why you keep seeing all statistics are always saying, oh, the youths are the future, or they are growing too much, the percentage of the youth. All these indicators that the world dynamics and graphics and facts keep telling you about the African youth and the need for job employment and da 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 da. The story might seem true. Yes, it is. But for me, I see a world that is so scared of this potential because they don't know where they are coming from. They are not Chinese youths. They just know these are techno savvy. They are creating this. They are not the Western youths. They don't have a platform to put their knowledge into work or something, and they don't even have the opportunities to have that kind of luxury that the European youths or the Western youths have, to go to school and to work. So the Africa's youth is the most challenging and the most competitive and the most scary agenda
Yes.
for global world politics. Because the angle at which the youth is coming from, you cannot determine it. And it's so frightful when you don't know what is going to happen next. And that's why all these economic figures are blowing up. All the youths are 60%. All the youths are unemployed. All the youths are this. Like, what are we going to do with them? What is going to happen? The Gen Z is questioning. They are learning a lot. They have role models. What is going to happen to us? We don't know where they're going to shoot from. Is it going to last and last and last? No. So that is the power that young people on the continent have. And that is the mindset. The mindset is not trying to belittle you, trying to rubbish you, trying to, these are primitive young people that don't know anything. No, that's not the trick. The trick is we are so scared of this continent. We don't know what is going to happen at any time soon. Because the majority of them is the power of the population on the continent. So when they robust the systems that they are roboting now, it's unstoppable. So you Africa youth, you are the most feared in the world. And because nobody can tame you, nobody really can fit you into a frame. They don't know you. Look at Daco. Look at the way you analyze what is going to happen. I can really not just say, oh my God, he's a tech savvy. Yes, he learned from Tony Emeludu. Tony Elumu has a foundational knowledge of empowering young people, but his strategy is straight and clean like the Western agendas. But the one that people don't know is the indigenous agenda of the youth of the continent today that are awakening in a kind of a way that is difficult for you to trace their footings and what they can do next. So the power belongs to you, young people. I say it 1 million times. I bet my life on you. There is no stoppable. And that's the power. When they say Africa is now and the future, they're not talking about the elders. How many? They're talking about you and your minerals and your potentials and your awakening to understand the values that your continent owns. And so no African child in the generations that are coming even now, sitting on gold, on uranium, on diamonds, on oil, on sustainable minerals of the world, on agriculture, on greener pastures, is not going to be a wealthiest in any form that you want to say, whether it's in terms of material wealth or spiritual wealth or physical wealth. You are capable and you're up to it. So I want to thank you for being here, and your voice is added. We have learned. We are just happy. You're going to transform everything. Even when we say it, even when we teach you, you're going to develop your own model. And that model is coming. Nobody even already knows what is going to happen to you. You're going to learn to produce your own thing. Because like you say, a hungry man is an angry man. That's what Tulane said. And you will learn from the hunger that you grew into to become very intelligent. All the Western economies had to rebuild from survival. When you are not in the survival mode, when you are in a luxury mode, you cannot think well. And even if the person that keeps feeding you in that survival mode, you're not going to learn anything. But imagine you are learning from your own. You are learning to do things, to be self-independent, to do your own things by yourself. That's the most biggest power that anybody can take from you, because that's your blueprint. And that blueprint is unique. It's not copyable. It's not like, oh, Zalanko is doing like this. Oh, he's doing, no. Your pattern is unique to you alone. It's a currency. All right. So I really want to thank you. Thank you so very much. Is there anything you want to say again? We're here. It's your show.
So for me, I'm very honored to be here sharing ideas about Africa, and I trust that this generation is going to do a great things. And we are not a youth of tomorrow, but we are a youth of today, because generation is coming after a generation, and this youth of today must not be a youth of tomorrow. We are youth of today, because after us there will be another wage of youth. This is what I can add to this idea that I've shared before. And also I would like even all of young people who doubt that we are scared. When we struggle, it is not easy. What I remember that what Auguste Comte said, the dead govern the living, which means that those people who dead already, but their spirits keep on living in us. And when I speak like this, I think about PLO Lumumba from the DSC, who has been dead. When I speak, I think about Thomas Sankara, who is not living, and Nelson Mandela, who is not living, and Kuruma also, who is not living, to just see those people, that their spirit keep on living in us, and we keep the energy and the vibes of the culture, and I trust in Africa. This Africa, and Africa is our business. Thank you.
Africa is our business. Thank you so very much. And yes, we are Africans and Africa is our business. Yeah. You know, this is the point in Pan-African Daily TV, where we discuss Africa is our business and we are Africans. Thank you so very much. And now we are going to, yes, we're going to celebrate today. We have this one. Who is he here? This guy. This one here, Mr. Omara Simon Peter. Mr. Omara Simon Peter is his day. It is his day for us to celebrate. It is his day for us to share. It is his day for us to dance for him, because this guy right here, I think the people that are on the show are the ones that are going to be speaking about the contributions, the works of Omara Simon Peter of the great Ugandan kingdoms and queendoms. So let us listen to our jingle, and we'll be accepting live calls. You can call live on the show to wish Omara a happy birthday. So that's the live call number. It's a WhatsApp number. You call +1 502 277 2094. Call us in the studio. We're going to answer your call, and Omara would really listen and love to hear all the things. Please don't just say the good things. Say even the critics, what he's doing, that you want him to do more, and you want him to even do more and more again. So right now, Omara, we wish you a happy birthday, and we are going to dance to the jingle while you get ready with your phones. Let's go.
Building the Africa, that's the thing. Who walks in front? We do. Whose story is this? It's true. From the cave to the cloud, from the soul to the star, Pan-African Daily. Here we are. They saw the narrative, we bought it back. Changambaya on the counter attack. No filter, no fear, no foreign frame. Africa speaking our own name. Susan Tatah. Join us live.
Greetings again. Yes, join us live. We're live right now. And like I said, today we are celebrating a birthday. You know, birthday is one of our biggest program on Pan-African Daily TV where we celebrate each other because celebration is part of our culture. So the lines are open live here in the studio. As you can see, this is the studio. Phones, if you call, we're going to pick up your call and you're going to speak and everybody is going to listen to you in the studio. And what are you going to be speaking about? Of course, just, I see Joy from the Sudan, from Motherland, and Joy is already getting ready to be the first caller because in this mentorship group, Joy and Omara, I mean, I see the way they share their chats, their messages, where you are now. No, I'm in Kenya. No, South Sudan, and this is it. This is so great. That is so good. We have a celebration. So please go on the call and wish your comrade, your brother, your leader a happy birthday. For us on the Pan-African Daily TV, hey, Omara, you know it, connecting from Uganda and joining the Pan-African Daily TV mentorship program with Dr. Susan Tatah. The moment you join that chat and that group, 2 days after, you just took over everything and begin to self-moderate and begin to do it by yourself. There was no permission. You didn't ask, Mama, should I moderate this group? What should I do? No, you just pick on and you started moderating. So Omara, we wish you, I mean, from your work, it is already shown that you're a leader. You're a great leader. You're a perfect one. You just do it by examples. Omara is the one that is putting all these guest speakers that are coming. He's the one coordinating, bringing their pictures, their names, their topics, and everything with no mentorship. Like he's a mentor, he's a mentee in the group, but he's took over. He's taken over actually everything that a young leader can do, just like all of them as well. Everybody is doing the same thing, but this youth picked on by himself to say, I'm going to manage this without permission. And that's the spirit of Pan-Africanism and leadership that we're talking about. Nobody's going to give you a space, African. You have to take it. Even if the leaders, us the elders, the youth, the elderly youth, don't give you the place, seize it from us. We don't know anybody that gives legacy freely. Even our parents, they write their will until they're transiting, they will go and look for the papers and read the will. Like we don't literally even know before that. So it means you have to take your responsibility and do what you gotta do. Nobody's going to give you power. And power is really a gift from God, whether you like it or not. Knowledge, energy, the creator, the most high, the God of our ancestors, the one that created every single thing that we're living in, us, you and me, and the whole energy and planets and every stuff, right? That's who we call the almighty creator, the energy of the world, and through whom all of us are existing. So that power comes through that. So Omara, we're so proud. I'm so proud. You are the one putting even the 20 recipients of the first batch of their certification. Amos, how much more can you do again? Oh, I see Emmanuel Paul is here in the studio. Probably while you are setting your phones to call and wish Omara, let me get the last speaker that has been disconnected because of connections here on the show. So Emmanuel Paul, I hope. Wow, I'm so sorry, son. I know what you've been going through. Can you hear me? Emmanuel?
Yes, mommy. Yes.
I'm sorry, you were here, but we could not get you. The studio keeps kicking you out.
It was my network. It was my network. I'm
was
so
your
sorry
network.
about that.
No, you don't need to sorry
Yes,
about
yes.
that. We are sorry for the diamonds and gold that you have in Accra, Ghana, but you don't have even the power and the network. So it's not your fault. Tell us about you and the topic And and what has been keeping you, if you can adjust your camera a little bit up, because I don't want to see this. Oh,
Is it okay?
good. A little bit up again, just like climbing. Anyway, that's fine. Let's keep you like this. We don't want to lose you. Yes, tell us.
So my name is Emmanuel. My name is Emmanuel Paul Mpini, a BSc final year computer science student of KNUST Ghana. And I'm also passionate about software engineering and leadership. I'm glad to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Emmanuel. We have chopped your time off and everything. So just go on. I mean, we're talking about the leadership and the role model. One of the biggest role models, like Tulane said in the beginning, was first of all, Dr. Kwame Osajifo, the Great of
Yes,
Ghana.
Kwame.
And it's a people, Professor PLO Lumumba, I think if he just gets up in the dream, he calls their names. And he's been speaking memorials, reinitiating, pouring libations to reinitiate us in that process again. So what do you think about that, Wumpini?
He's one of the leaders that has inspired me a lot as a student and as an upcoming leader. Most of the times when I'm listening to him, what he says is Africa doesn't lack resources. Africa lacks devoted citizens. And I always ponder on it and I'm like, yes, this is true. We have all the resources we need, but the devoted and committed citizens that will come together and put all those resources for us to grow together as a continent, that is what we lack. So we, the youth, need to sit up and put our heads together, our ideas together, and come up with the quality systems that we need. Because if we put on goals, they might not work. I believe in systems more than goals. If you set goals without systems, when the goals are achieved, let's say they are short-term goals, without a system, you will not be able to go ahead and achieve maybe a better one. So I believe in systems and goals. If we set the goals as youth, then we also come up with a system that will let it be continuous from generation to generation. Thank you.
I don't want you to stop talking. Just go ahead.
All right.
Because it's your time. I mean, you have 20 minutes to just share
So,
your ideas and
one of the
opinion and your
problems. All right. The next thing I'll talk about is Africa's biggest problem. One of the problems we have as Africans is division. And when we are divided, we will never be able to achieve much. As let me put it this way, divided leaders will make weak impact. So Africa, our biggest problem is not poverty, it's division. We are divided in tribe, we are divided in religion, in politics. And when leaders come into power and they're trying to serve their various groups, that's where they make the weakest impact in the continent. So we need to build systems, like I said from the onset, where if leadership comes as maybe if a person becomes a leader in the continent or in a country, he comes to meet a system where he has to do something that is related to everybody, not just to serve a specific group of people and leave the rest. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
All right.
But if you look particularly in Ghana, normally Ghana is the seat of Nkwame Nkrumah. Now, I want to ask the question Prof always asks. What do you think Dr. Nkwame Nkrumah would say when he wakes up now and see what is going on the continent?
Please come again. My network was breaking.
I'm sorry. What would Dr. Nkwame Nkrumah say if he gets up now and see the situation on what he was fighting for, One Africa?
For me personally, I don't think he will be happy, because the country or the continent he left is not what he will come back and meet. Because what he was trying to achieve was a united African continent, whereby we are united in everything we do, our leadership, our currencies, our language, that means our means of communication, and how we develop the continent together. But right now, we have leaders who come and they are only focused on their country. Sometimes they are focused on only their tribal group, and they leave the rest of the country and the continent to just suffer. Imagine somebody coming into power for 4 years, then after the 4 years or within the 4 years, you see that everybody in the family has prospered. How? So the person has amassed wealth to help only family members, but to the detriment of members of the country or the continent. So I don't think if Dr. Kwame Nkrumah comes back right now to see the continent he left or the country he left for us, he'll be happy.
We see a lot of our siblings in the African American community, Caribbeans, coming in to the land, Accra, Ghana. Recently, or next month, Professor James Small is going to be doing a pilgrim trip again for the 42nd year, coming to Ghana, going to the Asin communities, where he's also an installed um, um, royal in that community. I'm also from the Queen Mother of the Asin community in Ghana, by title. And so when this kind of unity, it also is a positive thing that he would like, wow. I mean, the economy and everything must not be, but I see this expatriate, my children coming back from all over the country. Is that also the feeling that you have?
Well, for that one, he will be happy with that. Let me put it that way, because it's a way of uniting the people in Africa. So people coming from different continents or different countries to Ghana for programs like that will help us to become more united as Africans. So such a program, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah will be very happy about it.
Yes, and not even only just coming for unity. I know, like, hey, I mean, I just gotta say it. My sister Queen here, Sister Cheryl, is an American, African American, is an African of the American generation. And she's been doing a lot to support young people in Ghana. Even though she has not relocated yet, she has put support systems for young people, invested in young citizens. And this kind of investment, we see it on daily basis. It's not just only in Ghana, but because we're representing the values of unity and connection. Today, even on the news, I read something very important about, Ghana's people don't look on the government for housing and real estate. The
Yes.
local are developing the economy in such an unimaginable way. They're just building and building and building. They don't even care. First time or before or in the past, the government would have to invest in, real estate or house systems. But Ghana is that spot where you see the most luxurious, like in Lagos, Nigeria, and other cities too, the most luxurious complex in the world are being built in Ghana. I mean, how does that's also a symbol of unity, isn't it? Even though baby
Yes,
steps.
yes. And it's one of the ways of bringing unity in the African continent too, because we have MTN, which I believe is from South Africa, and they are so colonized. Let me use that word. They are so colonized our network as a country, to a point that even other networks are not able to. Let me say they are not able to challenge them. Everywhere you go, you hear MTN, MTN, MTN. And sometimes at one time I was asking my colleague, where is this network from? And he said South Africa. And they are making impact in the continent and even in the country. So if those systems are there and they are bringing us together, then it's a way forward to achieving African unity. Thank you.
Correct. Very, very correct. MTN is everywhere. It's in Cameroon, of course. Even my numbers, direct numbers, and everything is connected to MTN back home. That is one very key point, because I think the little things, we do know that when we look at the situation when he comes back and the time where in their generation and the time that we have now, there's been a lot of progress. I mean, even just connections in not politically, no. Leadership, maybe, the agendas are going back to the old, what he was speaking about, against. But the citizens of Ghana, the indigenous people of Africa that are coming to Ghana to invest, the diaspora that is really choosing Ghana. How many American superstars, African American superstars, or public figures and iconic personalities have actually made an impact, starting from the likes of Rita Mali, Mama Rita Mali, who relocated about 50 years ago in Ghana and creating impact till today. And we're still seeing a lot of them. So that energy is also what he actually spoke about. That was the unity of the Africa by Africans, isn't it?
Yes. And I think it's also a key point, and I like that. So with that one too, that it has helped to unite. Even sometimes when we read history, we have a subject in the basic level called our What Are People. When we go back to read the history of all these great men, it encourages us to become more patriotic and have even more affection for our mother or our sister countries in Africa. For instance, if there's a place in Ghana where if you get to the place, it's like a Nigerian sector. Everybody there is a Nigerian. And I believe it's only in Ghana that I've seen that we have different people from different countries and continents, and they can come without any barriers to say, okay, you are not allowed to enter our country. Yes, and I think it's one of the things we have been able to do as a country to help unite the continent Africa. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. And of course, that's the power of unity. That's the power of One Africa. And we celebrate the whole of the continent of Africa, because one thing that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said, I know probably you have difficulties in listening to me. Can you hear me? Emmanuel, you muted. Just unmute. Yes. Oh, yes. You were muted. Can you give the famous quote of Nkwame Nkrumah? I'm so sorry that I have to embarrass you. Just like there's so thousands of quotes, but can you remember one of the most popular quote that Professor PLO, that everybody, you just wake up, every child on the continent would just say it? Can you remember?
Is that history is not willing to support those who work hard, from Professor PLO Lumumba. And
But I was
from
yes.
Kwame Nkrumah,
Yes.
From Kwame Nkrumah, he said, Ghana's independence is useless unless everybody or all the continents in Africa gains independence.
Woo! Normally, this should be a point that we have to bring, because next Tuesday, the youth voices on Pan African Daily, we're going to be doing just quotes. All the most popular quotes from all the Pan Africanists, from Malcolm X, from all that. So you go and your colleagues. I mean, Omara, you're listening to me. That's the next topic for Tuesday, where we're going to, because this is so powerful. You see, I didn't say it, but you just said the independence of Ghana means nothing if all other African continent is not independent. The freedom of Ghana means nothing. It's useless without the freedom of all African countries. The economics of Ghana is useless if all other economies of Africa are not enjoying the same benefits. The culture of the continent of Ghana doesn't mean anything if there is no cultural unity, you know, all over the continent of Africa, for us to get one language system, you know, one economic system, one cultural value system. Of course, we might have multiple, but one unique and one currency and one Africa. And for that aspect, Ghana is really doing well, like, you know, visa free and a borderless Africa country, and which we're truly advocating for. So what is it again that you want to tell us, Emmanuel? You're somebody I have to enter into your stomach and bring out so many things that you know.
All right. So I end with a call to action. So I would like to say that we shouldn't wait for the honorable people in suits. That's the leadership of the country, from the president to the ministers to MPs, to do what we need to see in Africa. We should start with ourselves. So start small. Every day you can do something to help yourself, help your colleagues, serve people. And Africa's future is not built by politicians. It is built by youth like you and I. Thank you.
Thank you very much too. Blessings and love to all of you. And I want to thank all of you that have connected. We have a couple of minutes to go again into this show. Thank you so very much, Emmanuel, that you finally had to connect. And that's the spirit of bringing Africans together. Like, you struggled, you made sure you connected. It was kicking you out. Like we see Tulane is no longer here because definitely power in South Africa, and says kicked him out. And regardless of what we say, our ancestors communicated differently. Before electricity, internet, and everything came, we had our gongs, right? We went from, you know, we had our drums that we drum, and the whole community would gather in the village market squares. We had our whistles that we would blow. You know, we would have the leadership, you know, Daco, you know, it in the community going from door to door. So we are people to people. Most of the technological thing, we should not look at it as a setback, because us as an African people, we have all the means to connect. You know, yes, technology is facilitating, but when, just imagine that the world shuts down, no lights, no internet and everything, we're still going to communicate. Our drums are going to beat louder. Our whistles are going to blow louder. Our songs are going to go louder. We're going to bring that spirit again of Africa back to life. And exactly, that's the point. We're going to connect so also, because Logome, I belong to you and you belong to me. I belong to you and you belong to me. So we are inseparable, regardless of what happens. Okay. So, hey, there's a sister, our sister in the Colombia. You see why people are watching and following you? You see how connected the Pan-African Daily TV, the voice of the Africans and its diaspora. This is our sister, Maite Valencia Rodriguez. Mama Colombia, I salute her. I salute you, Mama. This queen, we met personally in Panama since 2021, and we have never parted, because the spirit of Africa unites and connects us together. I salute you, Maite, and we shall see us very soon again. Panama, the place to be, right? Yes. So thank you, everyone. Please just type and show us where you're connecting. Daco is right here. Daco, you've listened to what you've listened, I mean, to what Emmanuel was saying about the unity of Ghana means nothing except the whole of Africa is free. Makes sense, isn't it?
Yes. To come again, please. The question. Come again, please.
No, I said you listen to the powerful quote of Kwame Nkrumah, who said the unity of Ghana means nothing except the whole unity of Africa is achieved.
Yes.
Isn't it?
I remember the Apollo video during the independence. He said that the Africans, Africa belong to Africans, and we need new Africa. When it is in 1961, like this, during the independence, I followed this video. Is a far video, and I did the first time for me to see Nkrumah standing to people. And so, you know, when we are divided, I always said, divided we are weak, and together we are very strong. And this spirit must be in a leadership, in a decision making, and everything we do in Africa, we must bring up this mindset of the spirit of coming together. Because when we are together, we are very strong. And when we are divided, we are very weak. And if I can also go beyond this perspective to see what is going on in Africa, we see today, we have Western Africa, we have Eastern Africa, we have North Africa, we have South Africa. You know, all of these differences, we accept these differences and geographical differences, but we must come together with, and also I have seen some things going, the borderless of a visa that is going on in Africa. I touched my heart, and I followed the Ghana in January 2027. There will be no visa entry in Ghana, and I followed this, all of this, and I followed the parliament decisions about, but excuse me if I can say that here, about sexual orientation. These are decisions they are doing. So it's very good things to come up with our sources, our roots. All of Africans must come to their roots, and we Africans, we know that we live in the system of clans. These are clans that we live, this system of clans, but different clans existed in Africa, but they communicate between them. There was nowhere between them. You know, this is the fact. I'm not astonished. You see, today people say the democracy belongs to them, and all of this belongs to them, but everything is in Africa, and I'm proud of being Africa, and I'm proud to keep my traditions, and I'm proud to keep my spirituality, everything that belongs to me. But we live in the area of mondializations, when the contact with other cultures is not inevitable. We cannot reject everything from other culture. We must accept them, but keep our identity. This is the spirit that I always like. You know, and today I'm very sorry about South Africa. For those people who don't understand the good work Julius Malema is doing in Africa, South Africa is spoiling the image of South Africa. But I've seen in other perspective that it is also the manipulations. Those people who do not understand what is going on, they do not understand why they tell about to reject other Africans. But all those people consider like xenophobia, but is like a terms, but is Africa. We are Africa, even with differences. I hope we cannot clean our dirty clothes out. We clean our dirty clothes home, and these problems happening there. One day we must understand the key sources and roots of this one, and we must accept each other with differences and with diversity and inclusion in order to make Africa being powerful. And from this step, I'm convinced that Kwame Nkrumah cannot be disappointed, because we keep the fire going on, we keep the vibes of this cultural integration, we integrate each other. Today I speak English, people, someone can understand me. There is no problem. And you know, today it's come to remember me about what Chinua Achebe said. He said that, yes, I paraphrase his idea. He said, I used your language to stand about my culture. I will write in English, but I will defend my culture. It's happened where this is what the idea between the farmers writer in Kenya. We defend that we must write in Swahili, and Tunakebe said no, Swahili is good, but we can also write in English to defend. You can defeat those people in their other language. That is another. This unity is embodied in many aspects. Our language, our borders. We must be as African, and from here we start. Because divided we are weak, I always said, and together we are strong. And I trust this unity will be possible because it is going on. People are understanding. Those leaders are understanding, and we must also put apart the judgment because we judge so much. We judge, but we don't act. Let's critics and propose orientations and bring contribution to the table. Thank you. This is Africa. We love Africa.
Peace in Africa. We love Africa. I'm just melting.
Once up, if you allow me, once upon a time has been a Kenya. Has been in Kenya for a 20. And some people in my country say, no, here is like hell. Don't come back. Stay in Kenya there, live there. Because there, the situation is a bit good. I say, no, I can't. My heart can stay in Kenya. Kenya is is Africa, but I will come back. Even to suffer in my country, I will come back and implement what I've learned there in my country. That's why I come back and I'm in Central African Republic. Happy, even to stop is very difficult, but we keep the energy, we keep the vibes, and we keep going.
Amanla, thank you so very much.
The president of my country, my president in my country said, in our language, say, Kwa gochilo gongo. This is our language. It seems that we keep the vibes, we keep working.
Say it again.
Kwa gochilo gongo. It means that the works. It means that the works keep on going. The works keep on going. The work keep on going. If they criticize, but the work keeps going.
Kwagochilo Gongo, Central African Republic.
Yes. Let's work. Let's continue. Let's go. This is spirit. We keep on going.
Hakuna Matata. Kwagochilo Gongo.
Away
to Amanla. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Dako. Thank you. I mean, you just, all of us are just exactly just the vibration. The energy is all over the place, and you can see it anytime we engage, anytime we meet, anytime we connect. I mean, and I love the noise of the children in the background. They just play their part of the whole ecosystem connecting us here. And please extend our love to our people in Central African Republic. We're going to be meeting soon. We're going to be connecting soon, and we're going to be face-to-face saying all those things. Even if we have to, we're going to go to our farms and work and plant, and there's just a lot of work on the continent to do. There is nobody that can say they are unemployed. We studied and we treated that topic. There's no word as unemployment on the continent of Africa, because we have so much work to do. You have so much work, like you don't have time even to cover the work that we're supposed to doing. So yes, thank you very much, my young people. Be encouraged. Stay on the Kwajo Chilongongo. Is that? Kwajo Chilongongo. We're going to, we're going to follow that step. Thank you so very much, my beloved. I love you guys so much. But the time is getting shorter. And so, yes, it's time to go. Thank you so very much, my beautiful people. I want to also thank all of you that have been watching, that have been commenting, that have been calling out. Like I said, today we celebrate a very vibrant person, a young leader. He is, I mean, you cannot see the flyer right down. He is the Pan-African Daily TV moderator officially. And I didn't choose him, he chose himself. So if you're an African, choose who you want to be. Take your titles. You are a leader, you are a captain, you are a champion, you're a king, girls, your princesses, your queens, your sisters, everything. You have a right to reinvent yourself again. If you had missed your way and you're looking back, just name yourself the way you want to profile yourself. So, Omara, we wish you a pleasant, beautiful day. Even if we don't have chocolates to give to you, Omara, your chocolates are already been given by the work you're doing, and you would continue to blossom. You would be the leader in Uganda. Don't mind. Museveni, the president said, you're saying youth, 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 youth. We also were youth. We also were youth. So for me, the best president that will lead all these countries are the ones that are appearing now, learning from the past, the present, and the future. And hey, Omar, I cannot wait. Of course, you're already champion on Pan African Daily TV, bringing it worldwide. You know, your leadership and your work and your journey is already clear. We can see it already. So the fire that is burning and uplifting you would continue to pave a very, very the best way for you. Continue to just do your work. All of us have been doing the same thing, and we are where we are today because of our unity and our commitment and our volunteering and our services to our people and our continent. There is no way the God of Africa, there's no way the God, the creator of the world, would pass us by without compensating us. So keep on the good work. I love you so much as a son. And of course, we are going to celebrate more and more. I think I have a call coming in here in the studio for you. Hello? Hello? Who is calling to wish Omara a happy birthday? Just say everybody is listening to you in the studio. Go ahead. Hello? We are listening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Joy.
Um, I'm just